Yes, it is.
Welcome to Chip Chat. I'm Chip. Who are you, Tez?
You just told him.
That's right. Look at that. On time.
On time.
I already did an episode of radio today.
I saw it. Came on my feed.
Yeah, but it's not working right. We messed up the audio, so we'll have to repost it later. But I had a special edition interview with one of the folks who works for USA Curling.
Oh, dope. Okay. A passion of yours.
Yeah, well, the curling world is on fire at the moment.
Tell our listeners, for the ones who are not,
it's too
myself
complicated
included,
to explain, which is why we did the episode, and we had to do it. But the important thing to know is that the East Coast, or the eastern half of the country, has a governing body called the GNCC, the Grand National Curling Club, which is like 170 years old. It's the oldest curling organization in the country.
Okay.
The U.S. Curling Association, or USA Curling, comes along in like the 50s or so. And right now, the two are having a battle. And the USA Curling has kicked us, the GNCC, out of USA Curling because GNCC...
The oldest body of curling.
Yeah.
You got kicked out?
Well...
How?
Because they want us to enforce their... They have this rule that each regional group has to have 95% of their constituent clubs be a member of USA Curling. And some clubs, especially smaller clubs, can't really afford to be that, and they don't have any reason to because they're not going to go to national playdowns or anything like that. They don't get anything from USA Curling, so they just decided they didn't want to do it anymore. And USA Curling was like, yo, GNCC, enforce our stuff. And GNCC was like, no. That's a you problem. Maybe you should do something to earn their participation. And so...
Maybe like a different, like a league within...
Well,
what could they do to earn the participation?
They could give more money to the clubs. They could run more trainings. They could do things that would incentivize them that they would want it. Like, you want to be in USA Curling so you're eligible to play in certain tournaments.
Okay.
But if you're a small club that's not likely to get anybody up to that level, you probably don't care about that. So they could just say, well, who cares?
Can there be other levels so that people can...
They could do that.
Yeah.
They could. They didn't do anything like that. It'd be like the FA kicking Arsenal out because they wanted to stay in UEFA but not in the FA. Yeah, that'd be weird, right?
That'd be really weird, yeah.
It's a big problem.
Yeah.
So the curling world is on fire. Everybody's getting into it. And as you could guess, at the heart of all of this is some stupid personal dispute.
Yeah. You have those?
Because if you imagine like any governing body / condo board or whatever.
That's true, yeah.
They all devolve into this at some point. Two people get into a personal tiff. They use the apparatus of the organization to attack each other and scuttle the whole thing.
Yeah. HOAs are going to be what destroys any climate legislation that goes anywhere.
Yeah, it's basically
that's where it's going to fall.
This is a curling HOA.
Got it. Okay.
And we don't have a Joe Manchin to blame it on.
Soon, who knows? They might dissolve it.
It might, yeah. It might not be any ice. It might not matter.
To a shore near you.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so that's what. Keep ready for that next episode that's coming out. We're gonna get it cleaned up. We'll get the audio and then maybe a video out and stuff. It was an interesting conversation, contentious by curling standards. I should point out, which as a Canadian kind of a sport is like, well, I know
I don't like that.
No, we agree with you very forcefully, but we think it should go slightly differently. That's curling for
very nice.
Fuck off.
It's very nice.
Yes, the spirit of curling. All right, anyway, so that happened today. This week, this is our last show of the season.
It is.
We have like season breaks now.
We do.
I don't even know why, though.
Hey, look.
I guess because nothing happens in August in Washington?
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, Tony Kornheiser takes a break this time, so maybe we should.
Yeah, we're on that level.
Exactly.
So we're basically that show in a lot of ways. For so many reasons.
Yeah, not the most obvious one.
Well, could be. I don't know. So because we're taking a break,
yeah,
our producer the Game Master.
The Game Master.
Yeah, who has his own fake show about games.
It's not a fake show. It's a real
garbage.
We won once.
We won once. That's true. Okay, the Game Master has prepared a game for us. So you and I are actually going to play against each other.
Look at that. Oh, awesome.
Kinda. I don't know who can win or lose at this, but
it's got to be closest to the right answer.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. The coup is going crazy. We've got a little bit of news about that, especially because we learned that Mark Short went and testified to the DOJ about some stuff, and threw a tremendous lob of shade at Matt Gaetz in probably the funniest takedown on CNN I've ever heard. And Erin Burnett did not flinch, so she should get like various Pulitzers or something. I don't know what's the award you get for like TV news. Emmys,
yeah, Emmy.
Give her several Emmys for not flinching at that. It was incredible.
Yeah, that was a
Velveeta is going to make you want a Choco Taco.
No.
I really like that line that I wrote. And Madison Cawthorn finds that his finances have been paralyzed.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's true. They're frozen. We're going to explain why.
What?
Yeah. He can't seem to wheel them out of there.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Look, wasn't it just like the 32nd anniversary of the Americans with Disability Act?
That doesn't matter. He hates that.
Well, that is, you know what?
So who cares?
Yeah.
States' rights.
His policies would indicate that, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, look,
policies.
He's out of office anyway. We're going to find out. We're going to go over all that. It's going to be great. So, you got a word for the end of the year?
I do.
Oh, okay. I had one. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna see if this works. It's relevant to the show this week, so we'll see. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Sit back, grab some
avarice.
It's Velveeta time. You're listening to the best show, the only show, Chip Chat on Rip Radio Network.
Sweeps.
Chip Chat here on Rip Radio Network. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez.
Yo, what's popping up?
All right, so this section is called the Rundown No Coup Edition.
Yeah.
The Rundown.
It's the run. Yeah, and it seems to actually be somewhat, it's more positive.
This is going to shock our listeners, but sometimes we have good news.
I saw this and I was like, you know what? Finally.
So we're going to tell you about some good stuff that's gone out of the news. All right, so this one comes to us from Jefferson Union High School District in California. It's just outside of San Francisco. There's only 4,700 students in this school district, so it's a small school district.
It was like my high school?
Yes, so it's a whole school district that is like the size of some high schools. But that's not the thing that matters. What matters is they are building housing for their teachers. Low-cost, affordable housing for teachers.
What a novel idea.
It's a crazy idea. So as you would guess, right, teachers being state employees or county employees or whatever don't get paid nearly enough to live, and certainly not enough to live in the places that they work, much like, say, I don't know, firefighters or nurses or even police or whatever. Okay. So there's always this call about like, well, what should we do? Should we subsidize or whatever? The school district is like, forget all that. We're just going to build them an apartment building, a 122-unit project, and it was launched 5 years ago. That's how long it took them. In 2018, voters in the school district approved a bond to fund a $33 million in what they put up towards a $75 million project instead of raising the teachers' salaries. So the teacher said, look, we don't need the money. Build us housing. The deal is Not exactly.
The voters said that. They said, look here, we're going to make it.
Well, no, they did it with the teacher salaries are generally failing to keep up with inflation costs. The AP reported that in 2016, a Redfin study determined only 20% of homes for sale in the U.S. were affordable on an average teacher salary of $62,800 a year. For what they do, that seems awfully low, but okay.
A daycare that educates.
Yeah, basically. We could not have modern society without public schools.
It's not. We saw what happened.
Right.
There was
all of these parents who thought that they knew how to homeschool and shit. They were like, uh-oh. Yeah. Now who's got critical race theory? So anyway, the stats are worse in California, where 83% of all homes for sale were unattainable on a teacher's salary. So they built them some houses. The American Federation of Teachers helped open a mixed-use apartment for teachers in Welch, West Virginia. I didn't know they had teachers in West Virginia. Good for them. Randy Weingarten, the president of the AFT union, told the AP that educators were spending hours to commute to schools before the project opened, so this has been a big improvement. There's even been some efforts to do other such things like in Atlanta and in some other places. I think there was maybe one in Delaware. But anyway, so teacher apartment buildings.
Yeah, I'm here.
I mean, it seems obvious, right? If we're going to not pay these people.
If you're not going to pay them.
The least we can do is let them live someplace.
Yeah.
Now, how long until these turn into every other government housing project and just fall apart?
I hope we can figure is there going to be a constant investment after they build it? That's always the question. And we've had offline discussions around.
I mean, there's very rarely is that the case.
And we when things go wrong in these places, as you've mentioned to me, where are the subsidies that come in?
What's going to happen when you have to put a new roof on in 10 years?
Right.
Because you do have to put a new roof on in 10 years. So are they going to fund that?
But at least, there is some innovation. I think for a lot of things right now, this here and other stories, I'm like, you know what? Not fully unhappy with it, but it's a start.
We're so abused by this rapacious capitalist system that we are proud of these little crumbs.
The thing is, other folks are we're moving to socialism. That's
tiny little apartments. Yeah, of course.
Someone's going to see this and go,
it's socialism for teachers who teach public school, who drive on the roads to get to. I would love to force Tucker to live in one of these apartments.
He might learn something.
Just see if he could, next to a teacher.
Right? Osmosis, right? Proximity.
Snap his bow tie until he learns something. Wrong. Dummy. All right. Moving on. Here's a story that we're calling This Really Doesn't Matter. Oh, wait a minute. We've got music. We've got music.
We are an audio medium.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This is going to play in the background while we tell the story. I love that. All right, so Elon Musk was reportedly involved in a romantic affair last fall with the wife of Google co-founder Sergey Brin.
Yeah. Ugh.
What I really want to talk about, though, is how. Because, look at Elon.
But populists are good.
Look at those pictures of him with no shirt on. And then you're like, all right, I could get how he could pick up random groupies who are interested in fame and being, on the spaceship for a little while or whatever.
Or employees.
Or employees that he harasses or impregnates or whatever. But, this is somebody who already is experiencing the rarest of air. There's no appeal to Elon or his lifestyle that she hasn't already experienced.
Well, but then also, too, I wonder when you get into the stratosphere of these folks, and I would assume their circles are very small. When you make that much money, there's not a huge, and I don't know. I don't traverse with the wealthy out there. So, but I do assume that, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Sergey was too involved. Maybe he was searching for the wrong things.
Well,
someone was searching for the wrong things.
And Sergey had invested $500,000 in Tesla back in 2008.
A big proponent of this. Yeah,
so that back then was a lot of money, and also, it was a small outfit at the time. So
think about what was make or break. Think about 2008. What's happening? Yeah, he might have saved the recession. He might have saved Tesla.
Yeah. So, and he apparently pulled his stakes out as a result of this, which is like so obvious. But like, come on, if there was a way to make money, like if I could make a lot of money investing in, say, Jerry World, would I do it? That's the question. That's how I got to like sort of think. Could I square my conscience making money with the help of the Dallas Cowboys?
Remember we talked about capitalism beating you down?
And I the answer to that is no. Because I can't do the emotional hedge bet. My friend Nolan, who is an expert at this, loves the emotional hedge. So let's say the Caps are in a playoff game against Montreal. He bets on Montreal to win.
But you know what?
So if we win, he's happy, and if we lose, he gets money.
That's the gambler spirit at all. That's it.
And he comforts himself with his I cannot do that. And apparently neither can Sergey Brin.
Yeah, no, he said not. Forget that. He's not. I mean,
but how is this? Look at Elon. Bryan, put Elon back up on the screen.
Looks on everything.
But it isn't the money either.
I mean,
is that Elon's one of his girlfriends? Is that Grimes?
Oh, that is Grimes.
There you go.
Okay.
That's the one that they have a kid who neither of them calls it by his name. Yeah. So they have one called X and one called Y.
He has kids in this one.
This is This is the one that used to work for him, and then didn't he have twins with somebody else? Oh, with her.
Wow,
then didn't his dad get his sister pregnant? Stepsister.
Oh wow! Hold on, we got the whole.
Why? It's like a soap opera.
Yeah. So Elon's dad, who's
I heard of this story.
Years old,
and he made a comment about like, well, if I'd do this forever. I need to have as many kids or something, right?
Yeah, but also that was his. Like he raised her since she was 4. So that's awful.
I look disgusting.
Yeah, that's gross.
Sorry.
What is wrong with these like Afrikaner colonist white South Africans?
Look, I mean
that's a loaded question, I guess. But like, what specifically is wrong with the Musk family?
Sheesh. I don't. Yeah. Again, when I saw that story initially, I was like, I could. While it doesn't seem plausible, I feel like a lot of it. That realm seems very petty. Around
you think it could have, but it was ongoing. Like it wasn't like it just was a one and done to like get back at somebody. It's not. I mean, probably Sergey's cheating on her, so who knows? And then
there's a lot of reckless speculation going on right now.
What's he gonna do? Google me. Oh. So
ClipChat no longer shows up on anything.
We're busted down to like page 3. Which is basically non-existent.
Yeah, exactly.
Find us on Alta Vista.
So that was a good search engine.
So anyway, like, what is, if you see that in like soap operas where people like cheat as a method of injuring. I don't think is that real? Do people do that in real life?
I don't know. For injuring. I don't know. I think it was
like I'm so mad at you. I'm gonna go sleep with your sister to like teach you a lesson.
That seems insane.
That seems because she has to be willing to go along with it too,
insane. Right? That is insane.
But people on TV do that. I don't know. Does anybody do that in real life? Call the show and let us know if you actually do that in real life. We promise to.
That's some type of vindictiveness that is insane.
But how can you do that? I couldn't.
That's insane.
I can't even like mathematically work that out. I'm mad at you, so I'm going to go do this to this other person who isn't you.
And in this case, I guess even with Musk, it's like that that you seem to have like a relationship. Yeah, I mean.
Like him and Sergey must have been friends at some point.
Yeah, it had to be. Yeah.
Right. So the white, what's her name? Nicole? Something like that. She's mad. And so she goes, that's it. Yeah, Nicole Shanahan. She goes like, that's it, Sergey. You've spent one too many nights watching basketball and ignoring me. I'm going over to Elon's house and screwing him. And Sergey's like, The Lakers are on. Shut up.
And as we get deeper into this, it says the sources said that this happened after Art Basel in Miami, but Bryn and Shanahan were separated but still living together.
Yeah, so it's...
What the hell does this even mean? Hold on, friend.
So this is what I mean by this story doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, it definitely doesn't matter.
Dumb.
Yeah, this is a very stupid story at this point.
But I wanted to highlight what an awful person Elon Musk is, because I think he's an awful person.
Yeah, and he also could...
Genius.
Yes, I was going to say, multiple
those two
things can
often
be right.
run together.
Multiple things can be right on that one.
Awful person, probably a genius.
Steve Jobs, another one.
Yeah, Ben Carson. I mean, there's this list of people. I don't know that many geniuses.
Yeah.
Us, of course.
No.
But we're not awful people.
No.
We just abuse our producer.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Because, who's nice to their producer?
Okay.
You know who should be nice to their producer?
Who?
Robots.
Oh, God, be careful. I've been trying to let everybody know.
This segment is called Tez Was Right. What happened, Tez?
So a robot was... Obviously, we know we have a lot of robots and artificial intelligence playing chess is one of the ways.
Sure.
Watson is one, and I think that they've beaten a lot of...
There is now no human that can beat these
Watson,
computers.
I think, yeah.
Right.
No one can beat the artificial intelligence of a robot. But this robot, I think this is in Moscow, yes, was playing against, I think, a set of three children, maybe four children.
Yep.
And there was a 7-year-old boy who was competing against said robot. And according to officials from the Moscow Chess Federation, that's still going on.
Oh, yeah.
The child made a move after a move had already been made, and I don't really know because there hasn't been a detailed explanation.
I've seen the video.
I've seen the video as well too, but after the move was made, the robot, I guess, didn't like it, and it grabbed the kid's finger.
It's not, I don't know. All right. That sounds like it, but no, that's not what. Okay,
because the robot has made the move. The robot kind of moves away from what I remember in this video, and then like the kid is making an illegal move or something.
No, it's okay. So as you know, at high-level chess, you play with a time clock.
Right.
So time is of the essence. And what they were doing was putting on this exhibition where this robot plays against three kids all on the time clock, and the computer is smart enough to play against, and these are three of the best players in the world,
right.
Under 10 or whatever.
Right.
And so the robot has to move between all three boards relatively quickly, and it sees the piece, it can recognize a piece on the board. And if the finger of the kid to its sensor looked like a piece.
When he puts his finger down on the board.
When he put the piece down like that, the way he put it, it looked like a piece, and the robot thought that was the thing it wanted to move, so it went and grabbed it. And because it's meant to grab these hard plastic pieces, it doesn't have a sensitivity in its pincher.
Stupid.
It just pinches at maximum force,
right?
And picks up and puts down because it's just a robot and it's just fast.
But it's not playing. It's also, if the robot was playing against other robots, I would be fine with that. But once you're sitting down with human beings, the robot needs to be as delicate as possible.
So the robot apparently has been in service for quite some time, and they've used this for a long. And we're talking about that this is like in Russia, so like basic safety protocols are not part of what they're doing. And it wouldn't have occurred to them to like build a kill switch into the robot. Because why would they
broke
need
his kid's finger.
Yeah, but he finished the match, so he's fine.
That's insane.
Quote, the child made a move, and after that, we need to give time for the robot to answer. But the boy hurried, and the robot grabbed him, said Sergey something or other. We have nothing to do with the robot, he said.
This quote is insane.
The robot broke the child's finger. This, of course, is bad. The robot was rented by us. It has been exhibited in many places for a long time with specialists. He goes on.
Sorry.
It happens. A coincidence. It is necessary, apparently, to warn the children additionally. It's extremely strange that this happened, but it happened. It happens.
That's an actual
quote. So
quote.
Russian, like this nihilistic, like, hey,
my
robot grabs kid, is dead. Okay. Like they don't even care.
The better quote for me was from the parents where it says the child's parents, quote unquote, want to contact the prosecutor's office.
But don't worry. They won't be allowed to. The robot was familiar to chess officials, having been in use according to Smagin for approximately 15 years. He added that to his recollection, this was the first time anything like this has happened. Smagin said there was no talk of banning the robot, but
of course not.
And Lazarev suggested its operators look into updated safety measures. It will be necessary to analyze why this happened, he said. The robot has a very talented inventor. It may be necessary to install an additional protection system. Maybe. Should just warn the kid not to put his finger there?
No.
No.
Again, there's a great documentary on HBO. It should still be up there. I think it's called like Attack of the Killer Robots.
This is it.
And when I first watched it, even some of the things I saw in there, it was like a Volkswagen plan or something that happened to someone there, and I was like, okay, I get it. But no, we're moving closer.
How do you know this thing didn't mean to do that?
That is what I'm. Yeah.
You know, like you said, it didn't like his move. The fuck you castle for? Bam!
Grab your finger.
Give me your finger. Like,
because you can't play chess without fingers.
It's a Russian robot too. Yeah. So maybe his finger was like Ukrainian or something. It was like
which
Vladimir
Putin would mean it was Russian.
Putin would have said
it's a Russian finger.
Old board is mine now. Like that would have just been it. You lose, but I have all my pieces. Yes, well, you know, like.
Look, this AI, these robots.
And it's Russian AI. So it already has no regard for human life. It doesn't follow the Asimov rules or whatever because it's Russian.
There might be a positive of however many millions of gallons of water rushing into the sea from these ice caps melting.
That it'll flood Moscow?
Well, if that gets there, that might not be true.
Sure.
But in general, when these robots get out of hand, whether it's Boston Technologies or whatever these crazy things are, these robots
they can't swim.
If they work in the water,
they might. They might. Some of them can. We've got autonomous like submarines that are going down the bottom of the Marianas Trench and stuff. Yeah. Those robots can do all that stuff too.
Hopefully, the chess playing robot does not function when the waves.
So you know, I watch BattleBots. I love BattleBots. Right? BattleBots a great show, and it's been on for years in some incarnation or another, and like. I wonder if we could figure out, all right, this is a killer robot. It attacked this kid and smashed his finger. What other robot should we have the Russian chess robot fight?
I mean, the Russian chess robot is like a parent grabbing someone's ear. It's grabbing finger, but I guess it's breaking fingers. Yeah. No parents don't break your fingers. Well,
depends.
Yeah. But different time.
So I think we should have it fight one of the welding robots from the auto assembly lines, right? Because they're both like the arm kind of robots.
That's true,
right? And they can fight each other. And one can grab, but the other one can fire.
I think you should fight one of those, the Paul brothers, Jake Paul or one.
Yeah, that's YouTube. You want to bankroll that one?
I have
Bryan's got thoughts. We need a white guy opinion.
Yes. The robot, if everyone remembers this episode, the robot that grabbed one of the Big Bang Theory guys.
I don't watch the Big Bang Theory, but sure, I'll believe you.
If you ever seen that episode, a lot of people...
There's a robot that
grabbed him because he was... in a mood and he couldn't wait for his girlfriend to satisfy.
Oh wow!
No.
Well, robots are being.
Yeah, didn't we talk about that one time?
Robots are being used.
VR sex robots and stuff. We've talked about that on this show.
Our brothers and sisters in other places around the world, they are getting. I don't want to typecast anything, but in the HBO show. Our Japanese brothers and sisters seem to they're more liberal with robots.
And
it's an aging society.
They like to cuddle the robots forcibly. What the robot? But see, they're fighting back. No more tentacle robot porn for you. This is a Russian robot, but imagine if the Japanese ones, if the virus that infected this robot that taught it to crush fingers,
oh my God,
gets into Japan. The danger is tremendous. Maybe not in Japan. Tremendous might not be the word, but like at least very painful.
Needless to say,
that was a dick joke.
Yes,
I don't want to, like, in case people didn't know.
Dick.
Not in Japan. It's much quieter.
That is bad, man.
Much quieter.
That is terrible, yo.
They're not listening to us.
They're not, look.
They have electricity. I am not going to say Japan does not have electricity. Yes. They have the technology, and it's so good they know not to listen to us.
Yeah, right. Look here. I'm to get into my brothers and sisters in Japan. I love you if no one else does.
Konnichiwa.
There you go. You just took them out for no reason.
Yeah, well, whatever. I don't care. It's called revenge. Pearl Harbor. There you go. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got some delicious Japanese sake to check out. God. And we're going to hit a segment that is pretty self-explanatory, but you're going to love it. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chip Chat on RIP Radio Network.
Sweet.
Welcome back to Chip Chat here on RIP Radio Network. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez.
What's poppin', y'all?
All right, this segment is a little bit, I don't know, redundant maybe. It's called Stupid Republican Tricks. I borrowed it from David Letterman.
Okay.
Yeah, Stupid Human Tricks.
Yeah.
Okay. You may remember we have a good friend from North Carolina, Madison Cawthorn. Maddie. To his friends.
Mm-hmm. There is.
Often seen naked, humping his other friends. 2 weeks to go, into his primary election, which he lost.
Right.
He was already underwater. He was out of money. His campaign held more than twice as much debt as it had cash on hand. Nobody was donating any more money. And his staff were months into a madcap spending streak that one campaign source called baffling. This is all coming from the Daily Beast. Now, to set the scene here, what you need to know is you have a primary race and a general election race.
Right.
The rules say that you can start raising money for your general election race even before the primary is finished.
Right.
Which you might not make it through the primary, in which case you have to give the money back, generally. I mean, after you cover your costs and whatever. You can't use general general election funds to cover primary losses and other such things.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court will have that on their desk. That shit will be
soon.
on their desk in 2 years, I swear.
Okay. There was no money to repay all of the people who gave to his general election campaign when he didn't make it through the primary because they had spent all of the money that they had donated and all of the other money that they had donated.
Right.
So he was stuck. Cawthorn was required by law to refund those donations. Instead, according to a campaign source, they'd already spent the money. The public doesn't know any of this yet, however, because the Cawthorn campaign is now a week late in submitting their FEC filings.
They said, we're going to hold on. We got to figure this out.
That would disclose this.
Yeah.
The delay will already trigger an automatic fine, which, okay,
they don't have money to pay it.
Yeah, it's blood from a turnip. The breach of fiduciary obligations follows a string of personal and professional embarrassments that hounded the one-term congressman across the weeks and months leading up to his primary defeat. This is the naked stuff, the cocaine and orgies thing or whatever. I mean, like, just insane things.
Some of these charges are not going to make our...
Here's my favorite sentence in this quote. Nobody ever did the math which baffled me because the spending was so outrageous. You're telling me that somebody in the Madison Cawthorn campaign couldn't do math?
Get to some of these things that they spent money on.
The news comes after a particularly tumultuous few. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
The person pointed to a spree of frivolous charges over the last year that accelerated into 2022, such as $1,500 in, quote, egregiously frequent trips to Chick-fil-A. $1,500? Almost $3,000 at a place called Papa's Beer, which, we're not objecting to on principle.
I don't know, but 3,000 at a I guess depending on how big the staff is.
3 separate charges at a high-end cigar shop. Again, we might get along with these people.
You look like you need a cigar.
Yeah, it's this close to overthrowing the capitalist pigs too. $21,000 for lodging in Florida. Florida? Aren't you running a campaign in Western North Carolina? I thought Matt Gaetz refunded that money if they're underage. The biggest drain, hundreds of thousands of dollars in sky-high consulting and fundraising fees, including for Cawthorn's friend and campaign manager, Blake Harp, who was drawing a salary that was beyond the limits set by the Federal Election Commission. Of course,
we have limits that are set by the federal election.
Yes.
I thought all those things were thrown out.
Of course. and like the grift is insane.
It's all
insane. He's not even filing his stuff. So like his idiot donors, they're just giving him money and they've got to know, or they don't care.
I think that
But what do they think they're getting out of this? They're just going to fund his freewheeling lifestyle? Just letting him ramp up into all of this spending for no reason?
It is just insane that a majority of these Republicans can run on like a populist message, or they can run on
fighting crime while criming at an ungodly $21,000 in lodging in Florida rate.
But I think, again, this just shows how deep I think the culture wars matter more to, again, just this set of voters. Because if you look at this, right, you would say, all right, well, I mean, I guess he lost, though. Right? I mean, in the sense,
but that's bad.
That is bad.
As we've talked about, because Madison Cawthorn was about as effective as his legs while he was in Congress.
Christ.
So, like, it's fine to let him stay in Congress. He's not doing anything harmful. He's making noise, but he's not legislating. According to available data, Cawthorn's jilted donors include friends and neighbors in Western North Carolina, nearly 36 retirees from Bakersfield to Boca Raton, a former Army major, billionaire GOP megadonor Bernie Marcus, Crimea River, Steve Wynn, and John Childs, and H. Ross Perot Jr. Holy shit! And powerful Republican colleagues, including political committees tied to House Minority Leader Dumb Kevin, and shot by somebody, Steve Scalise.
Oh, that baseball game was tonight, wasn't it?
Yes. My cousin asked if we were going to broadcast live from the game, and I told him I did not want to get shot.
Look.
So that's why we're not doing that.
That's all right. Look, that's
Fair.
Well, they didn't want us to bring politics into this.
Cawthorn owes $220,000 as of May 5th. The most recent snapshot available. His campaign has a little more than $137,000 on hand and owes $325,000 in debt. He also failed to pay several vendors on time, shocking, including 2 people with direct knowledge of the agreements.
This campaign seems like they move without a treasurer. Like, what's the need?
Yeah, why should they?
There's no treasurer.
Well, or the treasurer was getting paid illegally more than they were allowed to get paid anyway. Probably getting paid in Chick-fil-A biscuits or whatever.
Like, the only thing that's missing from this story is crypto.
Yeah, right.
That's the only thing missing.
Perhaps their finances were paralyzed in the crypto exchange.
Yeah, maybe they invested in the Miami coin.
Miami coin.
Yeah.
It's like Bitcoin, but a little bit warmer. It's like Boca coin, but further south.
Similar to that city, I think it's underwater.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is called, a Republican lawmaker attended his gay son's wedding 3 days after joining the majority of his GOP colleagues in voting against a House bill that would codify federal protections for same-sex marriage. So, okay, after 50 years of not getting it right on Roe,
everybody got
we saw that and we're like, oh shit. This law of the land stuff is no good. We better get this on paper.
The radical justices, as Nancy Pelosi would say.
So Nancy, or as Trump calls her, Nancy, put out this bill. It was like gay marriage, marriage equality, whatever you want to call it. It's legal now. Just codifying on
along
paper.
With other marriage,
Obergefell.
Yeah.
That's it. Right? Before
interracial marriage was included.
Before something Coney Barrett can undo that, and before neighbor Clarence can undo his own marriage. So
Respect for Marriage Act.
Yes.
I always love the names.
I love the names. So remember that was the same name given to the amendment that made same-sex marriage illegal in Virginia. The Respect for Marriage Amendment.
Oh my God.
It's exactly the same name.
Yo, it's the same name. I saw it. I was like,
They didn't miss that. They took the opportunity.
We got some better names of bills coming soon.
It was a loving decision. No, that's bad.
I like it.
All right, so anyway, the House voted on this, and this is one of the things that should sail through, and it did.
A lot of support around this.
Got a lot of support. There were a whole lot of Republicans that voted for this.
Insane amount.
More than you would have expected. Yeah. But one of them who didn't.
And no one, and also too, I think was just very interesting is, I guess it would be Scalise, right? They didn't whip against. They didn't.
No, they didn't.
They didn't do anything.
Right.
They didn't try to block these votes.
It's fine. You want to vote on this?
McConnell didn't do it in the Senate either
because they know that it's just not going to work. This is an issue that this country has shifted on, and they're done. They know they're on the wrong side of this. They want to get the fuck away from it as fast as they can. They can't help it though because MTG's out here demonizing. I don't know, 2 guys who are married to each other, attacking.
I saw him holding
Mayor
hands.
Pete. Yeah, Mayor Pete's got a husband. Did you know that?
And a kid.
Yeah, 2 kids.
2 kids.
Yeah, and they're like, it's not Mayor Pete, that's Secretary Pete to you, lady.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this guy, Glenn Thompson, Republican of Pennsylvania.
That's a bat he holding?
I guess
what?
So. Why is he holding a bat?
If you're not watching us on, Glenn Thompson is in front of a picture of the Capitol.
The U.S. Capitol holding what appears to be a flying fox, which is a large fruit bat from Indonesia. Bryan, where the fuck did you get this?
Oh my! Okay.
I'm telling all of you right now, everything. I don't know what it is you do for a living, but you need a Bryan in your life.
Yes,
because that is the sort of stuff that makes your life that much better.
Derailed everything for me.
All right, so he votes on this thing, and then 3 days later he goes to his son's wedding. Congressman and Mrs. Thompson were thrilled to attend and celebrate their son's marriage on Friday night as he began this new chapter in his life, said his spokesman, whose name is Madison Stone, with 2 Ds for whatever reason. Stone said in an email, adding that the Thompsons were, quote, very happy to welcome their new son-in-law into their family. But,
But you don't want to see any
given the opportunity, fuck those two guys.
Right.
But not to each other.
Yeah.
They better not be fucking each other. Congressman Thompson. I mean, what?
I mean, this again shows that all of this stuff is just, these are power grabs. And again,
it's theater.
Yeah.
But, this is the thing, with the Cheneys, right? You have this opportunity
to
use your family situation to get on the right side of history and probably get away with it without angering your voters. He could have just said, look, guys, I know that you, the base, isn't good with this, but my son is gay and his husband is cool, and it turns out I'm fine with it. This isn't a thing about me. It's just a thing about you.
You have the power as well, too, because I do think there are probably individuals in Pennsylvania.
What is this? Send the signal to his son.
But also, too, if he did go ahead and let's just say he made one of those speeches on the floor of the Congress where no one necessarily is in there. But I think it
talking to the camera,
to C-SPAN. But you might be able. I don't think you're going to change your voters' minds. And maybe he's afraid that I go out there and I say something and I get primaried out. Maybe that's what
I think he had it. First of all, it's Pennsylvania, so it's already done. And second of all, he could have just got out from under that. The voters will forgive you if what you're doing is for your own kids. I would imagine. I mean, they did the Cheneys.
Yeah, but the Cheneys might be. I mean,
but they did. They did. They forgave Dick because he was like, "Look, my daughter is gay. Her wife is fine. We're fine with this.
Isn't that a different time?
We're just not going to be a thing." It was like the height of the Iraq War.
That's a different time, I feel like. And that seems crazy to say, but now...
It was before Obergefell. It was when Obama still wasn't okay with gay marriage.
I know, but I do think that is a different time when now it's again, you can use something like this as it's a huge voting block.
Dick Cheney beat Barack Obama to marriage equality and was fine.
And
suffered no ill will from it, and his daughter Liz got elected 3 times to Congress since then, knowing that her sister is gay as the day is long and married and having a wonderful life in Wyoming. And everybody in Wyoming is fine with it.
Glenn Thompson, I don't know if everybody in Wyoming is fine with that. They're more upset with the Cheneys for other things. For other things. But
I don't care who you kiss, but as long as Trump's in charge.
Glenn Thompson obviously feels because you would think it's a win-win situation by just kind of being on the right side of this.
Couldn't be luckier.
But I don't know. I do think that going against his party in this sense, I don't know. It causes some type of consternation.
I mean, what's
with him.
the signal it sends to his son? Obviously,
I don't think he cares about that.
I think I know the answer.
Yeah. Oh,
for years, apparently, his son, whose name is not in this story, or maybe it is, and I can't read it, did not take out the trash as a kid. Every night, Glenn Thompson would be like, Junior, take out the trash. And he'd be like, no, Dad, I'm gay. And he was like, that's it. On the eve of your wedding, I'm going to find a way to punish you for never doing this one chore. I'm going to vote against you. And he's like, Dad, you're a carpenter. He's like, that's it. I'm getting elected to Congress. And I'm holding a bat upside down.
Oh, Lord.
In front of the Capitol.
Again, but even his quote here at the end of it says the marriage the Respect for Marriage Act is nothing more than an election year messaging stunt for Democrats. Again, this is a power move. This is he doesn't care. He's gonna vote with his mind. Right. We want to focus on inflation and groceries.
Right.
And the gas.
Yeah, gas prices. Because my son and his husband needed gas in their limo to drive away from their wedding, and it was too damn expensive, Joe Biden. But not that wedding. Man, fuck you, Glenn Thompson. What kind of asshole are you?
Hey, you be careful.
He doesn't like assholes.
Doesn't like that.
I know, it's a thing.
You're talking about fucking him.
Like it. Not me. I mean, it's not my thing, but I don't blame you if you're into it. It's cool, man. Yeah, we're fine. Straight but not narrow, man. It's cool.
That's so good.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break. When we come back,
it's time.
We are at the mercy of the game master himself, which I think I've written the best intro I've ever written for a guest we're going to have on the show. She's not a guest, but it's fine. It's his show. He's in charge nominally, I guess. I mean, he runs the show, right?
What do you mean nominally?
When to start talking, when to shut up. All right.
The last hour.
So we're going to take a break. You're listening to Chip Chat on Rip Radio Network.
Sweeps.
All right, welcome back to Chip Chat here on Rip Radio Network. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez. That's true. Humans have left the planet. Tez wants to be very clear about that briefly. I'm saying briefly because, like, the longest time in space is about a year. But we have been doing this for a while.
No other thing.
And we went all the way to the moon.
No other thing on Earth is able to do that.
That's true. Well, you don't know that, though.
What?
You don't know that the dinosaurs didn't have an excellent space program.
I did it.
I mean, it might have been. Triceratops in space. Think about the weird shape of, like, his helmet would have had to been to deal with the horns.
Look.
You know?
The smartest beings ever to walk this thing, and we're still figuring it out.
You know who's smart?
Who?
Whales.
Yes.
Right? They were land-based predators of some kind, and they're like, yo, this shit is getting bad. We're going into the water. And then they did. And now, when the water subsumes the land, the whales are going to be like, yeah, who's saving who now?
I mean,
where's your bumper stickers now?
We got to refill these lakes somehow.
Yeah, right. All right. So anyway, as many of our listeners know, we are competitive on this show.
Yes,
mostly with other shows. We are still contesting the results of the rigged game between us and Real Talk, which we are pretty sure the white man stole from us.
Yes.
But we're going to try to play a little intramural match here.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like the Everton versus Gunners, O's versus Nats, DC Divas versus whatever the hell you cheer for.
the team you said before.
Yeah. So here's how this works. I don't know if people might not know this, but this show, we have clips. You know, at the end of the show, Bryan, our esteemed producer, cuts up parts of the show, and then we publish these clips. But the really funniest thing that happens with these clips is Bryan names the files something relevant to the clip that is like a sub-headline on a news story. And it is often the funniest part of the clip. Not the things we did or say, but the thing that he names it.
So this is some behind-the-scenes stuff that we're going to bring to our audience.
So the game that we're going to play is that Bryan is going to play us clips from this year's shows, and we're going to try to guess what he named the files. And it's a competition, of course, so whoever loses has to watch Tucker for 10 minutes. Yeah, you don't want to lose.
It'll be tomorrow.
Good luck. Right, yeah. So Bryan,
yes,
Game Master Bryan, please tell us what. Yeah, he's like so calm and like ready to do this.
Yes.
Or whatever. So are you going to show us the clips? Or how's this going to work?
I will show you the clips.
We have to relive the show.
Yes. Yeah. Clips can range from less than a minute to maybe a minute and a half, depending on how long. And like you said before, you'll see the clips. I give you guys opportunity to guess the title of that clip, and then I will reveal it. And whoever gets closest, let's say it's the closest to the title, I will award it. If it's completely off, you will not get any points.
All right. You'll be the sole arbiter of points.
Yes.
How many are we playing to?
We have 12 clips.
Okay. So we got it. All right. The real showdown. All right.
Yes, it is. All right. Here is the first clip. Stand, enjoy. Larry. He's asking what you guys drinking.
Hop Slam, baby.
This is original co-host of the show, Larry King Without Suspenders, wants to know what we're drinking.
Name.
The answer is Hop Slam.
Woo.
Which comes from Michigan.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And that from the good folks.
That was good friends at Bell's.
Ohio.
Not Ohio.
Although I do like the Great Lakes Brewing.
Yeah.
They're a Cleveland outfit, though, so they're all right.
Oh, come on, man.
No, it's fine. Not anywhere near
Hypocrite.
Columbus. No, it's fine. Like there's parts of Ohio that are like redeemable. Like Toledo, which is really a part of Michigan, but they won it in that stupid war that got us the UP. That's fine.
So, name that clip.
Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you should go. I have no idea.
Tez, go first.
And to be clear, I actually see all of these every week, and I retain none of it. So I have no idea what that's called.
Fuck Ohio.
Well, that's a good guess. Something about Toledo. There's got to be like a there's something with Toledo in it. Can I just say that? Is that legal?
I need a proper full title.
Okay. Toledo is part of Michigan.
Okay.
All right.
The answer is Hot Slammin' Ohio again.
Oh, I'm gonna get that.
That's got it right.
That's so good. Hot Slam. There you go. Look at that. That's a Hot Slam in Ohio again. Is really good
because he did it before, like a couple episodes prior. So it's like he's doing it again.
Also, I don't remember the show every week.
Mm-hmm.
So like every Friday, I listen to ClipChat for the first time ever. And I don't remember any of the jokes, and they are amazing.
This show moves really fast.
This show is really funny.
really fast.
We should listen to it.
Yes.
All right, let's listen to more of this show.
I like this game.
All right,
I'm winning.
Here's the next
starting
one.
off just like the Everton match.
Yeah. Can he get 2 quick ones? Let's find out.
We found out that the good folks at Microsoft are watching porn on their VR headsets
And then, like,
in
again,
front of coworkers.
and like, I guess with the VR stuff here as well, if you have these headsets on, like, everybody walks into like the porn metaverse.
Of course they do.
Like, right?
What else are they going to do with it?
Yo. Well, I mean, yeah. Poor Alex Kidman.
I bet Top Gun 2
Look, Alex Kidman looks like a.
Yeah, he watches a lot of porn. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there he is. Enjoying the porn.
Friends.
Bryan in the graphics department
Friends.
kills it yet again.
Hope my child is not watching.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Chip.
I appeal to friends. It's just very funny. All
right.
I have one for that. I got one for
I have a
that.
guess because if I looked at that clip for the first time in my life, which this is basically the first time I'm looking at it, the joke writes itself. Something about Microsoft core porn.
Okay, that's not bad. I'm gonna call it blacked out.
Blacked out. All right, the answer is correct from Chip. Microsoft Core porn.
Oh wow!
The joke writes itself.
That's fair.
Time ball game.
Time ball game.
Yes, it is. All right.
That is such an elegant picture.
So good.
What's up there?
All right, here is the next one, and this is from. It's a little longer, but it's from. There's a reason.
Basically, the idea here is that these things are a choice in quotations, but what we're talking about is a medically necessary situation when we're at that point, generally speaking.
Generally speaking, yeah, they're medically necessary for either, maternal problems or problems with the baby. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not like I've just all of a sudden decided that I need to get back out there in those streets and this is how I'm going to do it.
And as far as third trimester, I mean, Amy, you might have more experience than I do. I don't know anyone who's done or seen one.
Wow.
In 15 years of practice, it's exceedingly rare.
Yeah, the last I had heard, there were 3 practitioners in our country who still did third trimester abortions.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Fox News told me it was hundreds.
Well, there you go.
Wait a minute,
Fox.
Did
Don't
you
say the
say,
second part.
Did you wait a minute? Is Tucker lying to me? Should I not be tanning my balls?
Or watching that show. Just stop.
Okay, so Tez, what is the name of the clip?
Fox tan balls.
Okay, and Chip?
I was gonna say Tucker's tan balls, but there's got to be something more to it. There's got to be like Dr. Tucker's magical ball tanning serum.
Okay,
No.
I will give you a point each because of the fact the title is Third Trimester Balls Tanning.
Okay, that's close.
That's fair.
So
Out of context, that's even better.
Should be a new segment.
Oh my god! No, it's a radio show, not a TV show.
all right, here it is.
Also, I want to point out to like the people who are maybe watching this show or listening to this, and not that one. Those were 2 actual doctors,
yes.
OBGYN, like real doctors who save lives and deliver babies, including 2 of mine. That we spoke like that to.
There's a point
specifically
early
I
in
spoke
that, like in the
to.
first 30 seconds where we're talking, and they're just gazing at us, and I'm looking at because I don't really see that during the show, and they're just looking like, what the hell?
They did not know what they were getting. Like they thought they knew.
Not at all.
They know me, but
Yeah.
they didn't know me.
Now
They
do.
weren't ready for
Yeah,
that.
We weren't ready for Chip.
No.
Well, you're ready for this one. Here we
All
go.
right, let's see.
Next.
You have cheerleaders, and if not, who do the season ticket holders get to quote unquote date?
So,
That's my only frame of reference.
listen, we have cheerleaders, but you're not allowed to date them.
Okay.
They are cheerleaders.
Are the players allowed to date them? Because that got Chris Cooley in trouble.
Let me tell you who they are first, and then
Tez's face on that is
covering my face.
You didn't even know what she was about to say. You remember what she said?
Hold on. She said, no, I didn't.
The cheerleaders are like local high school kids or whatever.
That was what it was. That was
like middle school and high school kids.
Children.
They're children.
I said, what?
And I didn't know. I was like, oh, no.
I've erased that part of that whole episode.
All right, Tez.
Give me the clip one more time.
No.
You want to see it again?
Yes, one more time. One more time.
It was funny.
We're never going to get this. I have no idea.
No.
All right, here we go. Stand by.
One more time. I just need to see it.
Here we go.
You have cheerleaders, and if not, who do the season ticket holders get to quote unquote date?
So,
That's my only frame of reference.
we have cheerleaders, but you're not allowed to date them.
Okay.
They are cheerleaders.
Are the players allowed to date them? Because that got Chris Cooley in trouble.
Let me tell you who they are first, and then
I got it.
All right, go ahead.
Diva dating.
Okay, that's a good
good.
one. That's a good one.
I was going to say cheering for the DC Divas.
Well, let's see.
Let's see.
Oh,
Either one of you get up.
Nobody's even close.
Cheerleading date.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice and
I was
simple.
never getting that
All
one.
right.
Nice
in.
and simple.
Yeah, that was really simple. Yeah, I was not going to get
It's a
that.
good
one.
clip.
It was
Yes.
just covered my face.
All right.
I'm glad the second part of
Shout
that
out
clip.
to Lois. She
Lois
was an
Cook.
excellent guest, and Bryan was like absent for that one,
Yes,
right? I think Trump had to run the board.
Yeah,
But
you
Bryan knows her.
Yes. So I've worked with her in the DC Divas this like a season prior.
You want to know this insane thing? Do you remember that we had Erin, who runs the food share thing up there in New England, on the show? She's been on the show a couple of times, back many, many years ago when we did it by phone, but also sort of more recently, it's like one of those CSA kind of deals.
Yeah.
She plays for the Boston Renegades.
Oh. Isn't that the rivals?
Yes. So we have had both sides of that rivalry on this show.
There's only good people on one side.
Isn't that impressive?
There's only good people on one
That's
side.
right. So women's football is apparently our wheelhouse.
Yes. All right, here's the next one. Let's see if you guys get
All right,
this
let's
one.
see.
All right. Lost.
Is there something about rabies that makes them go towards
Yes,
other
actually,
things?
rabies. It's a virus and it infects the brain of the animals, and it mostly infects carnivores. So, like, you're not going to get rabid rodent, for example. It's not. Really
It sounds like the beginning of like a zombie film.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does sound like a
That's
horror
exactly
movie.
how it works, because then the rabid animal is very chancy. It will interact with things that it wouldn't normally interact with, and if it bites you, it can transmit the virus.
Okay, so wait. So what I'm hearing is that the 9 people that have been bitten are potentially getting ready to expose us to a different type of world in the next 30 days?
Well,
Is that what I'm
they
hearing?
basically have to go into this rabies treatment protocol, which, because rabies is a virus, there isn't exactly like a pill that kills it, but there's this series of pills and shots, very painful shots, that will probably work.
So this Walking Dead thing that we talked about 2 or 3 years
Is
ago
kind of
really
possible with rabies. All right. Shout out to Daryl. Good job, Daryl.
All right, Chip, what is the actual title I gave you?
Something about Fox News virus or something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Rabies apocalypse.
Oh, that's good too. Could be that.
And Ted gets it close enough, but it's rabid zombie apocalypse.
Two letters away.
I was like, I know it goes somewhere. I was like,
God damn.
all right, look, I wasn't even on that show.
I hate this show. This game sucks. Fixed.
It's still close.
It's rigged.
It's still close. Here's the next one. You'll like
Hang
this.
Mike Pence.
Oh my god.
Here's the next one. You'll like
All
this.
right.
You'll like this one.
Costa's the new Woodward, right? So when Woodward finally dies, we'll have Bob
I
Costa,
love
and he's
that.
gonna well, they're both Bobs. It's fine. You just have to have a Bob.
I want him to team up with. I want Costa to team up with Bob Costas, so that way it's
Yes,
Bob
yes,
squared.
Costas.
It's they have a TV show called Costa and Costas.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Well, I want him to get a sponsorship from Gillette, because that guy's got a 5 o'clock shadow at 7:45 in the morning. Like, he needs some help. Can Norelco, somebody help Bob Costa out? This poor guy. I don't know if what is he, Italian or something? It's rough. You're Italian. You answer every time I have an Italian question.
I have mine.
All right, Tez, go.
Dick squared.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Shave Bob Costa. Like save Bob Costa. Yeah, that's what I would call it. All right. But neither of us.
I'm debating, but then again, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to Chip. I said Casa and Casa by Norelco.
That's really good. That's really good.
I was close. I was in the.
So you had at least added something in there. So.
I'm getting there. All right, what's the score?
It is tied 3-3.
Dick squared.
Dick squared is good.
Dick squared is real good.
That's that Japanese joke again.
All right, here we go. Next one. I think you'll like this one here. So
why do you keep taking them out?
They don't care.
No, that's not true.
Here we go.
They do care. What are they going to do? Bomb us again?
Oh, speaking of bomb,
is that the Russians are trying to camouflage their stuff in the worst ways possible.
Look at this.
They're like tying pine boughs.
In general, you can't go back and tell him this.
And branches and stuff. They're throwing hay on their tanks. It's laughably ridiculous.
It's like they're the Kazakhstan military in a Borat film.
It is kind of like that. And okay, in real militaries do.
Christ, like what is going on? Like
so, real militaries have gear and they shroud up. So, like if your tanks and trucks stop even for a couple of hours, you throw these shrouds over them to just confuse any aerial surveillance because. What you're trying to do is obscure the shape. It doesn't matter so much about the color and all that stuff, but it's the shape and heat signature. The Russians are like tying bales of hay and shit to the top of their tanks. Like the satellites flying over aren't going to see that.
It's like they're holding up signs next to them for the satellites to see that says "Not Russian tanks."
Right? Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Damn, I lost the funny one. I
know.
This isn't my answer. I was like, this is the first time we talked about Ukraine on this show in forever.
That's true.
But anyway,
Ukraine's on the counteroffensive, by the way.
Yes,
Blew up a bridge outside of Harrisburg. Yeah. Good job.
Crushed the bridge. Good job.
Way to go.
Hold on, damn, I missed what my actual answer is going to be.
I got one if you don't.
You go first on this
one. All right. I'm going to quote Charlie, not Russian tank.
In plain sight.
Hey, that's good too. All right. Neither of us?
Say your answer again.
Not Russian tank.
And your answer?
In plain sight.
In plain sight.
If it's that much of a judgment call.
No.
Nobody.
Say it.
All right,
nobody gets it.
It is hide and heat-seeking missile tank destroyer.
Oh, that's funny. That's good.
Yeah.
That's funnier than my joke.
Wouldn't have got it.
No, not a chance.
All right, next one.
That's why we have a Bryan.
So here's the next one here.
This is a little more at heart. So a lot of your records reference very DC sort of things. I mean, you proudly claim our area. You know,
absolutely.
We're all local guys here, so it's not going to sound weird to us. But like, you know, talking about mumbo sauce and half smokes and all kinds of stuff. But you're also kind of like big on the national scene. Do you think that the non-local audiences really understand that? Are you bringing DC culture to them, or are they getting confused? Are they just rapping along with the music and the lyrics?
I think. I mean, if you look at any artist, man, coming from any area, they rap where they from, and see, that's what hip hop is. I mean,
sure.
you bringing people into your locale, your hood. Nas took us to Queensbridge.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? NWA took us to Compton, right? So I mean, that's what it is. It's like when we have to show the world, and the world knows our area for certain things.
Traffic.
They know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They know what they see in the media, depending on what era in the media, too.
That's true, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to show them the real. And, you know, like they said, like Chuck said, hip-hop is a poor people's CNN. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I consider myself a rather, like, A big dude?
No, Priest is a
small.
big dude.
I look at a small little person next to him. And like I'm like
a big,
I'm like
serious looking
200,
guy.
I'm like 235 pounds. Like I'm not a small person. But in that clip, I'm looking. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
He's a brick shit house. I mean, there's no way. Like
built out of
ice
like
cream
he's
looks
carved out of
dangerous.
granite.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Did he walk here off in the mall? He's one of the monuments.
It's insane.
He looks like he belongs. Shout out to Priest.
Priest,
By
yes.
the way, just had another record. Like, did some great stuff, and we got to get him back. But like, the guy is amazing. He's super talented, and he's so much fun, and he was cool. He told us some great stories.
Dude, I could sit around for 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't feel like we really did much on that show. We just sort of sat there and let him talk. But
that's why I'm sitting there just listening. I'm like,
but like the guy is an absolute mountain of a man. There's probably several country songs about him. Like, come on. All right, so what's the name of this clip?
Half Smokes and Whatnot.
Okay, I like that. The Priest of Mumbo Sauce.
That's a good one.
That's a
Good one, but
no, nothing.
Oh,
shit!
It is like he said at the end. Poor people's
That's bad. Come on. That's bad. I should have got that.
That was a good quote.
Yes,
that's a
it
really good
was.
question. Yeah.
But we're sticking with music. Music
right.
is like.
And we're still tied, right?
We're still tied at 3. Here we go.
Here we go.
This is about
Okay.
more about music.
That's what I'm wondering. It's like if Ukraine wins the war, does Rick Astley get to accept the surrender?
Oh,
He'll never give it up.
He'll never give it up.
He'll never let you down.
I got more money on Ukraine.
He'll never run around. He might desert you.
I hope not.
All right.
I know what
Chip.
I named that episode when we posted it, and I don't know if this is going to count, but that episode I think we named it Rick Rollin' the Russians. So I'm going to call that. I'm going to go with Rick Rollin' the Russians.
Okay.
All right, my money's on Ukraine.
That's it. All right. What's the answer?
I will give it to Chip because he mentioned Rick and Rick meaning Rick Ashley, and it was an Ashley surrender. So, Chip gets the point.
There you go. You're in the lead. Look at you. You're winning.
Hey, for a brief moment.
Yes.
Just like every Everton game. This brief glimmer of hope.
All right, here's the next one. Next one, I think you'll get a real good kick out of this one. So,
I'm worried now every time he says that.
I'm watching this. I'm like, I said that?
I can't believe this shows. You take your L, you don't take your L.
I just thought we
He
couldn't
just
do
goes,
it to
go ahead and come and get me.
I thought you just couldn't do it to a sitting president. He's not sitting, and he's
It's
probably
not a
sitting.
question of
I'm
sitting or
sure
anything.
he's sitting down, but he's not sitting as the goddamn president
Well,
anymore.
you can't lift the bucket of chicken. But like, if you, the thing is that like, when the judge orders me to pay a parking ticket,
right? Okay, yeah.
I pay the ticket.
Imagine you just said no. I know what happens.
I have.
Yeah, and you know what happens?
They go, would you like to go to jail? And I go, no.
Sometimes they double the fine.
They did that to me one time.
Do that, yeah.
They did that to me because I mouthed off to him about how velocity can be calculated.
Oh, well, that's...
I was right.
Good. That's a good argument.
I was right. They had a picture of my car with the time difference, but no distance difference.
That's a good argument.
Or no, there was distance difference and no time difference. And, miles per hour. Velocity is distance over time with a vector because it's velocity. It's not just a speed. It's also got a vector. Thank my science teachers.
Yeah, look at you.
Arlington County Schools. Great.
All right. Tez, do you remembered? Or do you know the name of the clip?
Vector tickets.
There you go.
That's a good one. That's a
good one. All right. I think the answer to this is it's fine.
That's a good.
Something like that. Something with fine.
It's fine.
Nothing. We got nothing.
It is math chat.
Math chat. That was a math chat.
That was. Damn it.
Damn it. But you're in the lead, so.
We're not good at this game.
Yo, you're doing good.
Yeah, you're leading.
Yeah, you're leading.
I need 2 more.
Here we go.
All right, so how many questions are left?
We have, how many we got left? I'm just checking here. We have at least 2 more.
Okay.
I need these 2.
You need these last
So
two.
if we're playing by wait, don't tell me rules, these should be worth double. to give Tez a chance to catch up and win.
Or
Well,
lose.
let's say this:
If I get it, double it. If I don't, then just leave it at 1.
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't matter, I guess. I was still lost.
So
Or I could tie.
every one that Tez gets right is worth double.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Here's double number 1.
Last week when we did our show, there was one meatloaf, and I had 2 kids, and now I have 3 kids, one of which I'm calling Meatloaf because the other one left. So that way, there's always a meatloaf in this world. And they're like Siths, you know. There has to always be.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, I have baby Siths, I guess.
Baby Meatloaf is 6 months old, by the way.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, she's doing very well.
Revenge of the Meatloafs.
That was what I was gonna say.
That's why I said it. I said it.
Yeah, I don't. There must always be a meatloaf, something like that.
All right.
Let's see.
Tez is more closer to her because it is a Star Wars reference. Meatloaf Sith Lord baby.
Ah, yeah. I was hoping I got that one. I was like, I should have got that one.
Yeah.
All right.
You should have got that one.
I didn't watch a lot. Why?
Meatloaf.
But I watched a lot of Star Wars.
You watch a lot of Star Wars? You?
Look, man.
My baby Meatloaf sleeps under a Star Wars mobile that I built. So, you know.
That's fair.
That's
All
fine.
right, this is the last one.
I mean, who doesn't watch a lot of Star Wars?
All right, this is the last one.
Yeah. Larry. Larry is a Trekkie, not a Star Wars guy, because he's wrong. We've had that conversation long. Because Star Trek is speculation about the future. It's rampant speculation. It's ridiculous. Star Wars is a documentary about something that happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and you can't prove it didn't.
And fascism, we can't stomp it out.
That's right.
Every movie at the end.
You have to stay ready.
Someone tweeted this. I wish I could give him a credit, but it was like, they were like, yo, I'm watching all the trilogies, and like I'm on the 3rd one. And I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like,
we're about to
why can't we stomp out fascism? And then like, well, I turn on the news. Right. And I was like, that's really
means you need to stay ready and always have General Leia ready to lead the troops.
Someone at our retreat did a really great, because you do like these like, people present stuff.
I don't go to retreats.
You don't go to retreats. My retreat was awesome.
Nice.
My retreat was
Yeah, well, I work for a living, but okay, go ahead.
Hey, shut the fuck up. That's insane. My retreat was delightful. But someone did something on like the religion of the Jedi, and it's in England. It was very interesting. And it wasn't, they weren't like promoting it, they were just doing like observation of it. And I was like, what constitutes a religion? They asked me, I said, a good story.
Yeah. Subscribe to ClipChat. We've got a church coming. 501c3.
Yes. Hey, woo!
Hey,
all right.
It's legal.
All right, Mercedes. Well, I don't have a Mercedes. You will not.
Don't rob us, though. We're not guys. We're not in Brooklyn.
All right.
Last one. Here it is for all the marbles.
This is still double the points.
Okay,
Let's
if
see
he
who
wins.
Yeah.
I don't get nothing.
All right, here we go.
The sea is rising. It's gonna rise more. It's gonna rise more than a foot.
It's a hoax.
It is. Tell me about this hoax.
We're gonna have penguins running for mayor of DC. Be better than Kenya McDuffie.
Woo!
What?
Hey, look,
Penguin's been to real law school.
Woo! What?
Come on the show.
Oh my lord!
I love Kenya McDuffie.
There's folks at the camp I represent that would love that quote that you say. If I send that to them, then we
Send
really
them to Bryan. Mark it.
I don't want to lose this one. I want to go with what but
I love that the reaction
is the same thing.
The same reaction.
I was like, identically on this. And then listen to the same emotion I had. Oh my god. Oh.
I think I know what I would call that clip, but it's probably wrong. I don't know.
McDuffie for Penguin.
I was going to say Penguin Bowser. It's something like that. It's got to be. What are we going to do here?
Survey says.
Come on, Game Master.
I will give you both the double points.
Okay.
Because you mentioned it's a penguin. The official penguin's actual name is Oswald Cobblepot for DC.
There you go. I mean, that's very close.
So, but pretty much with the double points, Tez is your winner.
Oh! Congratulations, sure.
Thank you so much. Slam. That's why you lost.
Yeah. I'm trying.
The best
trying to put myself in the place, if I could like get it to go.
We need to just.
Apparently, the show is funny. We should watch it more often.
Forget music. Our breaks need to be our past shows introducing us back in.
Yeah, we can start doing that. We have old clips we can just play.
We have more clips than breaks. We definitely that. We have more clips than music.
I mean, we get like 6 or 7 a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Bryan turns an hour and a half of whatever, 2 hours, let's be honest, of whatever the fuck this is into like 6 minutes of really good stuff. That's why he's here.
Well, actually, the music should still be there for the live audience.
Yeah.
But on the podcast, we should go into. Well, that sounds like more work for Bryan.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
For Bryan.
I
don't know how to do any of that.
Some days I'm like, I should probably.
You actually know how to do all this stuff.
I know Bryan's looking at me like, yeah, exactly. I probably should carve out a time where I just like
get the penguins to help you.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Penguin McDuffie. Come on,
Jesus Christ!
Writes itself.
That's the next one.
I need a shirt. Just a picture of him in profile. And the words Penguin McDuffie.
I probably shouldn't have said that.
No, it's great. Your guy doesn't have to be involved. No, it'll be fine. I'm doing it on my own.
There it is. He's got it.
I'm going to talk to Terrence on Sunday. I'm going to go help him fix his house, and then he's going to, make me a T-shirt.
There is a
silk screen thing.
He's in the at-large campaign. So
Penguin McDuffie.
You need the merch.
Vote Penguin McDuffie. He suits you.
Oh!
Look at these dead ass birds. All right, we're gonna take a break. God. We'll be right back. You're listening to Chip Chat on Rip Radio Network.
Sweet. Oh my.
Chip Chat here on Rip Radio Network. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez.
No, what's popping out?
And
that was
just
great.
Finished an amazing, like I don't even know what to call it, segment from our esteemed producer Bryan. That was the ClipChat.
ClipChat.
That's what we call that. Yeah, it's like Chip Chat, but clip. Look at these dead ass birds. Penguin McDuffie, get at us.
Jesus Christ, I coined that.
All right, it's great though. Come on.
It sounds like it's fucking. It sounds like an evil superhero, or evil superhero. Right? He was the evil
supervillain.
Supervillain.
Well,
he's not that.
He's a supervillain at large.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
2. Yeah. All right. It's time for the Tez Talk.
It is time for the Tez Talk.
Oh, no.
Look at these dead ass birds. All right.
Dead ass birds.
All right. I don't know if you saw this. Our buddy Rudy is out here shilling something. Did you hear about this?
Hair dye.
Not hair dye.
No, but I did. I accidentally parked next to a Four Seasons landscaping truck.
Oh, you're in Pennsylvania?
No, it was a different one. There's probably hundreds,
especially after what he did.
Right. Okay,
well, that's an inadvertent bell.
Right, so what happened? What did Rudy strike a blow for the planet? Does he care about climate change?
So he teamed up with one of our other lovely friends. Is it Lindell? What's his name for the My Pillow guy?
Lindell,
right? It is Lindell. He teamed up with the My Pillow guy. And can I guess
the crack smoking pillow guy?
Right. And can you guess what product he is shilling with these two together? I know you're probably not going to guess.
Rudy Giuliani Pillowani.
That might be a next clip. That is kind of funny.
Right? I don't know. No, what are they? Oh, wait. They're selling a climate change comforter that keeps you cool after the world is too hot for you to survive in.
No, flip-flops.
Oh, of course.
$50 My Pillow flip-flops.
If there's anything you could say about Rudy Giuliani, is that he flip-flops.
All right. So
a little too easy on that one.
Never one to opt out of pretty much anything. This is out of GQ. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani is striking while the market's hot by promoting discounted foam sandals on Twitter.
Oh, Jesus.
Quote, great products at reasonable prices. Use code Rudy for additional savings. President Trump's former personal attorney tweeted late Thursday night along with a patriotic graphic that looks like a spam post you might encounter on your distant cousin's hacked Facebook page of several styles of slide sandals from the bedding and apparel brand My Pillow.
Wait, so the pillow guy is selling Rudy Giuliani branded sandals?
Yes. Well, it's the summertime, obviously.
And who does he think are going to buy these sandals?
All right. When you put in the promo code Rudy,
what do you get?
How much do you think you save on these sandals? All right, actually, I'll give you the starting price. The sandals are $79.98.
$79.98. You can't see it, but I'm wearing Tevas right now, and I didn't spend that much on those.
So the $79.98.
These are rated to like take me down various.
What? Exactly.
Level 5 rapids.
Like, so you put in all caps Rudy, and how much can you buy them for?
From $79.98.
Yeah.
They dropped to $19.95.
That's not a bad guess.
Right around the time Rudy was popular.
Putting many.
That was a dynamite
That's
joke.
a really good joke. I like that one.
It's funny for all 4 seasons.
$49.98.
I was close.
You were close to that one. Yeah, but so
the
yes,
year Rudy
if you
was
are
born. It's funny.
So if you are interested in getting a pair of slides for your summer activities
for $50,
for $50, only for $50 if you put in the promo code Rudy.
Yeah,
all caps on that one
from the pillow guy.
All right, but more seriously,
let's get to some dead ass birds.
There might be less dead ass birds.
Wait,
now I don't want to jump down because there's no bill that's been on Biden's desk, except not yet. But actually, even to take a step back, it does seem, because I don't think
last couple of weeks has been pretty good.
It seems like bills are passing inside the Congress.
Stuff's happening because we're coming up on an election and people want to pass stuff.
Bills are passing in Congress.
It's almost like we knew this would happen,
right? So we had the the chip bill that was passed.
It passed today.
It was signed today.
Senate today.
I think dynamite. So
huge investment in semiconductors and microchips and stuff here in the U.S. Help subsidize some factories and development and all that, because can't let the other countries make them, because as we learned in the pandemic, if we can't get boats back and forth, if stuff's not happening,
might be helpful if our big ass country can make some shit
here
again.
Yeah.
Make shit in America again.
Make America microchip again.
Hey, there you go. We know what this clip will be named. But Joe Manchin seems to have come around.
Yes.
He seems to have.
There seems to have been a little trade made.
It's been a trade. And the trade, so
there's a trade and a little bit of language.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a substantive aspect to this, and then there's also like the
theater of politics is all. Yeah. It's dripping of that.
Yeah, sure.
It's dripping of that
and oil,
right?
Yeah.
So let's start with that point, right?
All right,
right there. It does seem that we're going to have a climate bill.
We are.
It seems that way. I don't know yet. I don't know, because we haven't heard from Sinema yet.
$433 billion.
Yes,
it's a lot of money.
It's the biggest investment this country's ever made.
That's true.
Biggest investment
it's
this
like
country's ever
a third
made.
of what China's done, but that's fine.
Anyways,
Okay.
So, we know 2 weeks ago that Manchin was like, this shit is dead on arrival. DOA.
Well, apparently, it was faking.
Yes, it seems like him and Schumer got together, and Schumer allowed him to do two things. He allowed him to go back to his fossil fuel lobbyists and say, hold on, we're not going to move too fast. We're not going to move too fast.
Right.
And he allowed him to change the name. We'll start with the fossil fuels. He wants to make sure that we don't run away from fossil fuels too fast, even though that's what we probably should do.
We need to do.
Yes.
He wants a few extra pipelines, and he wants some drilling.
Yes. So in Alaska and off the Gulf Coast, in the Gulf.
So some of the smart nerds in the Biden administration and working with Schumer did some math. And they worked out, all right, let's let these guys drill in all of these places that he's specifically talking about. What would the carbon impact be of those activities? And then what would we need to do to not only offset that, but overtake that? And they were like, well, we'll let you do these things if you can let us have these things. And Joe Manchin, who can't do math, was like, done. Because he's from West by God.
It's a simplified.
No disparagement to the good folks in West by God. Love you. Go ahead.
And he can go back. I mean, because
he can go back and say, "I got the pipeline. I got the drilling."
Pipelines. He's like, "I'm for fossil fuels," which I think that might be his main profit apparatus outside of the
absolutely
right. So he was able to get that piece
you
done.
Don't get
there.
a yacht as a senator.
Yeah,
at $174,000 a year.
No,
not
at all. He went back down this thing again about paying down national debt, which I'm not against. I always talk. I believe in modern monetary theory, but that's a whole different story there. And also too, like even with these inflation talks and things of that nature, the government spending might have created that, but it's probably a lot of other things.
Whole different issue.
It's whole different issues, but the national debt likes to get talked about a lot, and we're going to pay that down. I think it's...
Do you want to know like what the primary mechanism for going after this debt reduction thing is?
Tell me.
Funding the goddamn IRS.
Yeah.
For the last 25 years, the Republicans have succeeded...
$124 billion is going to this.
In sucking money out of the IRS and firing all of the people who work there.
And why would they do that? Why would the Republicans, out of the tax apparatus of the federal government?
The party that believes in law and order and that everybody should follow the laws literally removed the ability of the IRS to enforce the tax laws. It got down to the point where there were literally 6 auditors in the entire corporate apparatus. So, like, they had no capacity to collect the taxes. The underfunding of the IRS has led to something like a $14 billion shortfall per year per year in uncollected taxes just simply because the IRS doesn't have the resources to collect them.
So $124 billion is going to go to that. Now, along with that, though, we're talking about taxes. We might get to a 15% corporate minimum tax. And again, $313 billion is allegedly supposed to be going towards that. Now, again, like you combine those two pieces together, that's a huge amount of revenue that we should be able to bring in to fund the programs, specifically around like the climate initiatives that they introduced in this bill. But I think I bring up that point more so that it's always one of these, usually it's Republicans, but in this case it's a Democrat with a conservative.
He's a dino.
He's a dino, a Democrat name only.
Yeah.
Right. Talking about, I guess, the American financial system as if it's me and you, like, and it's not. It's incorrect.
Us. No,
it's incorrect because again, we don't print the actual money.
No,
we don't make the money. We don't go. The Federal Reserve. We don't go in and press the buttons on the magical keyboard and create money. And I just think it's that, along with the name of this, which he named
the Inflation Reduction
Act of 2022. That's heavy playing politics right there, which I'm not mad at. But like, that's one of those things. If you don't really,
were mad at.
I know.
Earlier this week,
I was mad. I sent mean text messages.
Some violently angry text messages. He was so mad. He was like,
"I'll eat Mitch McConnell."
Proud West Virginian.
Yes,
Richard Ojeda there. Yeah, he was mad. He was like, look at this guy. All he did was change the name of this fucking thing, and all of a sudden he's into it or whatever.
It's smoke and mirrors, and that's why I was
smoke and mirrors.
Because it's good politics.
What did I tell you? What did I write? I wrote it in actual digital ink that you could screenshot, and I am on paper saying it.
Say it.
I said you could name it the Michigan Sucks Ohio Rules Bill if it would pass, and I would vote for it.
It's good.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
It's good politics in the sense that Manchin is, for a long time, since Build Back Better, been talking about, hey, I'm very worried about inflation. I think that this is adding the trillions of dollars of money into the economy.
Clear, and all this stuff, people talking about the recession, and we got the GDP reports and all that today. This is not something that it's not a problem of printing too much money or spending too much money. It is a supply problem. It has everything to do with the war in Ukraine, and it has
COVID,
everything to do with restarting the entire world all at once when there was no way to manage that. So this is not, to be very clear, a demand problem. Depressing the ability of people to spend money is not going to fix this. It is a supply problem, and I don't expect people with R's next to their name to understand supply side economics because they've been lying about that for the last 50 years. But now, if you ever wanted to be one of these Republican conservatives, we were supply side. Here's your opportunity to be a supply sider and get it right. And it has nothing to do with demand, but still also keep raising the interest rates because that's important too.
Yeah, I think, again, it is good. While I'm upset about it, I do think it's good politics because you take something like inflation, which is kind of a hot button issue, a hot button word right now.
If it works,
pass it. And I do think the investment in climate is something that we've never seen before. And what I've seen from people who I respect and who have taken a hard position on it is and all of us, we talked about this earlier in the show, you just need something. And
Let's start with something.
Let's start with something.
And find out it doesn't economically collapse us, and it might actually help us.
Yeah, easily. I do think, though, he did have a quote here that did kind of mess me up. He's like, quote, "For too long, the reconciliation debate in Washington has been defined by how it can help advance Democrats' political agenda called Build Back Better." It's insane. Build Back Better is dead. And instead, we have an opportunity to make our country stronger by bringing Americans together. I will do everything I can to usher in a new era of compromise and common sense that will make America more energy secure, financially sound, and a more united country for this generation and the next. All right, he's talking like he's about to get 25 Republicans in the Senate to vote for this.
That's pretty grandiose.
It's not about to happen.
They're not going to happen.
So,
No.
like, this whole thing about, like, getting people to work together, like, we took however many
Sending
months.
his left
we
hand
took
and his right hand.
18 months, I guess, or 12
to
months.
convince one guy.
And this goes back to this power play shit inside of, and why people are really upset with Washington and like not DC, but with like Washington,
Federal
Washington, and how this ends up working, because this took way too long. And it does seem before the midterms that he got to a point, like, on a legacy issue, I could almost like derail like the Democratic Party for years to come by not passing. Like, if they didn't pass this reconciliation bill now, it might have never happened.
He held everybody hostage. He got exactly what he wanted. And to his credit, I think Joe Manchin does believe in doing some of these other things.
I do, yes.
And I think that West Virginia voters who, for all of their, Trumpiness, are still at their heart the same people that FDR saved in the New Deal.
Right.
These people still want some of these things to happen. They just got to do it under cover of some conservative umbrella, and he found a way to do it. He split the atom here. But it's still theatrical bullshit.
Yes.
It's
and I know
lie.
we can't. And I think I'm struggling to walk the line where I want government to do things, but I also can't sit there and sit back and be like, oh, wow, the way you do it.
People like you and me have to just go, all right, fine. We got the policy.
But Schumer, put this shit up
next week. Put this shit
up next week. Get it voted through
now,
yes.
tomorrow.
They're not tomorrow. It's a weekend.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
But people like us who can see the theater and the policy have to just go, all right, we got the right thing.
Some of these tax credits that are in there for like electric cars and stuff is kind of
dynamite.
Yeah, I will be buying one.
It's actually going to slant the market probably to the tipping point. I think the economists mostly have looked at this and said that gas vehicles are dead in 5 or 6 years as a result of
that tax. If this passes now, Krista Cinema, please do the right thing, please.
Well, she doesn't care. So whatever Joey tells her, she's going to do it. You think she has any actual thoughts on any of this stuff?
Yes, I think I'm interested around that corporate tax one is very, very, that scares me. That scares me a little bit with her. But outside of that, no. I also, too, I think Biden might string together a lot of wins at the end of this in a time.
Right at the right time. It's almost like he's been in Washington for 40 years and knows what he's doing.
But also, too,
I heard vote for Pete or whatever.
But I did hear though that he wasn't included in it. Like it was Schumer and Manchin on these. But no, I think that bridge might have been a little bit burnt. The White House staying out of it, and the guise of that, and the facade of that.
Joe Biden will never not be a senator.
He's a senator at heart.
That's a thing, right? So he is playing this game from the White House as if he's still senator from Delaware. The whole thing works that way to him.
It would have been crazy for them to shit away the majority and not.
If
pass
it all
anything.
of a sudden seems to work right before the midterms and suddenly protects.
Maybe we'll get a miracle in the midterms. Maybe.
It's not the craziest thing that's ever happened. We could get Obamacare and an extension of that.
Yes.
In there. So, all right, shifting gears to something almost as important as Obamacare. The Choco Taco. Now listen, to borrow a Tez phrase, friends, the Choco Taco, I am not a sweets guy.
You're not at all.
I'm not even really much of an ice cream guy. I will eat ice cream on occasion, but mostly like peanut butter flavor or something, not sweet stuff. I am a fan of the Choco Taco. Love it. I've always loved it. I've never known a life without it. Until now.
It's coming to an end.
Until now, when we found out that we are going to have to live the rest of our lives without the Choco Taco because Klondike And Unilever decided that
they
had
are
to
a Unilever
streamline their whole opeperation, and the Choco Taco needed to bite the dust as a result.
I think it's going to come back. Just like Jesus.
100%. No, yeah. The Choco Taco is just like Jesus. And much like Jesus is going to come back because somebody sees a prophet.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So here's what's going to happen. You can mark my words on this fake radio show that nobody listens to, that somebody will buy the rights to the Choco Taco from Klondike and produce it separately, and people will buy it like crazy because even if they didn't like it before, now they're going to claim they liked it, and yep, it's it. It was gone, and now it's back, just like Jesus, and people are going to buy it. So this is a temporary lull in access to the Choco Taco.
To build it up.
But I believe in American capitalism. And if there's money to be made, I will have my ice cream treat. Moving on.
Touche.
This one is called Drown Your Sorrows. So, after you've had a Choco Taco, you might be feeling pretty good about yourself. Might be feeling not so good about yourself. Want to feel worse about yourself? If you've ever inhaled a mac and cheese after drinking, the good folks at Velveeta and BLT restaurants have an option for you. It's the Veltini, a riff on a dirty martini that features Velveeta cheese-infused vodka stirred with olive brine and dry vermouth. It's garnished with Velveeta stuffed olives, jumbo-sized Velveeta cheese shells, and a cheese drip, which if you're looking at the picture is that, I think, the toothpick with the something cheese dripping into it. This is a cheese martini. And it's available at DC restaurants that are owned by this group, the BLT group, BLT Steak.
This isn't the same BLT as the Trump Hotel BLT.
It might be.
I hope not. I don't think so. Hopefully not. I've been frantically searching that to figure this out.
BLT bartenders infuse vodka with Velveeta cheese sauce at room temperature for a minimum of 24 hours.
No, it can't be the same. There's a black man on their website.
Before. Is it Herschel Walker?
No, it's not. Okay. So it can't be that. No, it's different.
All right. To make the drip, they freeze the cheese and the vodka overnight to allow the Velveeta to properly infuse. It is then strained through a cheesecloth to purify. Company tasting notes read along the lines of, quote, rich, creamy goodness, and unexpected, because it's pretty unexpected. The Veltini is just one potable part of a new marketing campaign from Kraft that's pushing its lifestyle products. The campaign tagline is "Living La Dolce Velveeta." This is awful.
This is awful.
We often cover awful food things on the show. This is awful, even by our standards.
Sorry, BLT Steak, you are not anywhere close to the David Burke restaurant that was inside of the Trump Hotel. You guys are different.
All right, this.
But I don't know about this Velveeta shit though. He might be on the hook for that.
It might be amazing though.
Maybe.
You never know. All right, this is a thing that we need to read out loud. This comes to us from our good friends at the Tacoma Torch. Do you want to read it, or do you want to make me read it?
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and read it.
All right. You want to do it in the English accent?
I'll try.
All right.
As final votes get tallied in the major news source have called the mail-in gubernatorial primary race in favor for Democrat Wes Moore and Republican Dan Cox. Residents of the state are bracing for a pounding of more Cox jokes coming hard at them. Okay, we get it. The last names put together make a really good penis joke, said Mike Reed, 38, of downtown Silver Spring. But if I hear another person say more Democrats plan to beat off Cox, I'm going to lose it. Voters in Maryland almost missed this opportunity as early polling showed that two other candidates, Peter Francho. There you go. Thank you for that. And Kelly Schultz, poised to climb on top despite having a very unsexy names that are not exciting in any way. Fortunately, Marylanders rose to the occasion and pulled off a surprise happy ending for Moore and Cox, whose campaign managers remarked that they were impressed by the incredible growth of the candidates' movements and now plan to increase the size of their literature by several inches in the general election. Quote, as it turns out, campaign volunteers really working on every poll in Maryland made a big difference on the final outcome. Heavy focus on come. Said,
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Said Montgomery County election officials Hugh Jerkison. Mr. Jerkison. Yeah, another heavily focused on jerk. Quote, I think in the end, they really persuaded voters that the other choices were too hard to swallow. The victory for Cox and a radical right winger was the literal hard on for fascism.
That part's true.
That is so good. That is so good. Let's read that one more time. Victory for Cox, a radical right winger with a literal hard on for fascism, did represent a setback for the political movement of outgoing Governor Larry Hogan, who backed Schultz. When asked for comment on who he plans to support in the general election, Hogan, in an attempt to make his own inappropriate joke on the subject, simply called Dan Cox a huge dick.
This dick!
I might have only succeeded on the accent. Huge dick.
You got it right. That was RP all the way.
That's like the BBC News hour right there.
Yeah, it was good. Patty K, come on the show. All right, so shout out to the Tacoma Torch Dynamite reporting right there.
Always great talk.
Yeah, it is Wes Moore versus Dan Cox.
Hey.
There's nothing like more Cox to make Maryland feel better.
Look, Cox is out.
If they'd tried a little harder to Hogan, they could have Schultz their way out of it.
Man, look.
All right, a leader of the far-right Oath Keepers group was charged in the deadly riots, right?
They had a riot?
Yeah, Jessica Watkins, 38, is one of 9 associates in the anti-government group charged in conspiring to storm the Capitol to prevent Congress from certifying Joe Biden's election victory. She's a Afghanistan war veteran, pleaded not guilty to conspiracy charges, convicted anyway. Her attorney said, quote, Miss Watkins was present, but not an insurrectionist, but to provide security for the speakers at the rally, to provide escort for the legislators that they ran out of the Capitol, and others to march to the Capitol as directed by then president. So she is she claims that she met with Secret Service and with the Trump administration that they directed her to do all this stuff. I think she flashed her badge for VIP access at one guy and he was like, come on. And she goes, hey, I met with the Secret Service. Interesting side note, Watkins, who has been detained since mid-January, is asking the court to release her to home confinement pending trial, noting that she is at risk for harsh treatment as a transgender woman. Yeah, little shocker there.
What?
Nope. Don't answer. Don't think about it. It's only going to make your head explode.
What?
Yeah. Nope. Don't do it.
But the policy.
What? Just, yeah. What?
The military and...
No. It's only going to hurt. See? Look, it's hurting. You're having a headache.
I don't have...
Trying to think about it. All right, you hear that music? Kind of, maybe.
Maybe.
Turn up the music.
Maybe.
That means we've come to the end of the show, right on time as always. Thanks to our listeners on this season, you 6 people. We all did this together.
Hey,
we really appreciate it.
That sounds like a good network. You 6 people.
Yes, that's right. Who are you calling you people? Thanks to our radio partners, Soviet Pirate Radio, Stitcher, NPR, Apple Podcasts, all those guys.
Yeah.
Thanks to NOTN, if they still exist. We don't know. Thanks to our home on the interwebs, coplaymedia.com. And thanks, as always, to our family here at Rip Radio for making us sound as smooth as Josh Hawley racing Madison Cawthorn to the exits. All right.
I think Josh Hawley should be picked up on a team.
Yeah.
Training camp is open.
Yeah.
His 40 time looked good.
Yeah, looked very good.
Looked really good.
In a suit, no less.
In a suit. Imagine pads.
Where can everybody get you on the social medias?
You can find me on Instagram at KetchumCordy. You can find me on Twitter at DC Cortez.
All right, you can find me and the show on Twitter at ChipChatRR. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at RipChipChat. And you can find us most Thursday nights, but not for the next few Thursday nights, here on Rip Radio Network at 9:30. And also, you can find Bryan. Where can they find you, Bryan, on the things? Bryan has social media stuff.
Yeah,
you want to follow
that's not hacked. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, find Bryan on the unhacked social media.
No Filter Sports. It's our sports podcast. We will be talking about the upcoming NFL season very soon, so we'll be on the lookout for that on Rip TV Live and also RipRadioNetwork.com. So
when we come back, I'm gonna give out. Obviously not for the Thursday game because it's going to start by the time we get on. But I'm just going to give out random picks for a person who doesn't watch the NFL anymore.
Also, speaking of Rip TV, check it out. There's a documentary about like what I do when I'm not on the air coming to Rip TV. Yeah, it's boring. Don't watch it. But it's on there anyway. You're going to see it in the next couple of weeks.
I'm excited.
No, it's just me driving to the radio. It's really
listening to NPR.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna love it. All right, I'm Chip. That says that's Bryan. You've been listening to Chip Chat on Rip Radio Network.
Sweet. Look at these dead ass birds.